Hi, wonderful people. I've got a new intro. Wonderful people. I was going to say beautiful people, but I've been listening to somebody who already uses that, so I thought I'd do wonderful people because I believe the world is a wonderful place, kind of thing. So I use that for now. I had a free coaching call. Actually, one, I was picked out of other people who applied to have a free law of attraction coaching call, and it happened last night. Might make a separate video on it because I've got pages of notes. You know me, I always make loads of notes about things, and I've got the audio recording as well, which I'll go over and probably transcribe word for word, know me. And so there's quite a lot to it that I learned, and how the session unfolded. She went on for an hour and a half. It's only supposed to be an hour. That's brilliant. She's so laid back, and it's just didn't feel pressure. It was really, really good. But the main thing, the highlight for me was reminding me stuff I already know, but it also brought clarity on the techniques I use, like in law of attraction. And it's almost like permission to focus on what you want and maybe not spend so much time on the past and where the problems come from and stuff. And also being in my power when I'm visualizing other people and who have problems, who I care about deeply when they've had problems. It's seeing them in their power, and rather than focusing on what's wrong and trying to fix it at all, you don't do that. You stand back because they're all being helped by their guides and you just see them as being powerful. And then if you're inspired to help at all, I mean, it's really important to see yourself as powerful and see them as powerful beings who are being helped. You're not doing any favours by focusing on all their problems and mulling them over and what can they do, that's not going to help them. You're kind of cementing the problems in place. It's like I've described this before, I'm not sure which video. When a child came to me for help, I just listened to her, said, oh, that's a shame, and then and then she just relaxed, and then she had an idea suddenly of what she could do about the problem. I empowered her to do it for herself, and I was just nice and kind and loving to her. I wasn't, saying, oh, I'll fix it for you. You can't do it yourself, dear, sort of thing. So, bless people and their journeys, where they're at. No judgments at all. And of yourself, no judgments of yourself or the people that you care deeply about and you want to help. It's all about empowerment, empowering yourself and empowering other people, not seeing them as poor things, poor this and poor that. And it's quite a flip around, isn't it, of how we're taught to be and how most of us go around all the time. And it was a brilliant clarity reminder of what I'm doing and how to do it. And the biggest thing for me was it's my blanket knowing of no matter what, no matter where things are at the moment in your life, you can still get what you want against all the odds. That's the thing. It's against all the odds. That's one of my favourite phrases. You can get everything you want. It can all come together. It's just we can't see with our limited minds how that can possibly happen. But we don't have to know. It's not up to us. And it's because I've done a lot of work on myself. I'm quite advanced in this now. My belief is very strong. Well, I understand. I've had it work for me. I mean, when I'm feeling absolutely crap, it's really hard to keep it up sometimes. But it's practice, daily practice, and I've had so much proof of it, over and over again. Proof that law of attraction works. That what I focus on appears in my life. It's not magical; it just bloody appears. It's concrete. Your thoughts are real, concrete things. They're actually manifesting all the time. So see other people as being well, and see yourself as being well, and. No matter what situation you're in, there's a blanket, knowing, belief you can have. And you can also try just giving it up to God. If it's too hard to visualise, I've been in tears. It's just so hard trying to visualise what I want for certain people especially. And then you can just give it up to God, but you have to believe, that that's going to work, that God is listening to you and they're going to do something for you. That they are going to take over, they're all powerful kind of thing. But we're all one, really. We all are part of God. But it's just, it's a good, brilliant visual. And then you let go. So it does the letting go part, which is important. It's meant to be fun and light and happy kind of thing. It's not a serious, got to do this or that person's got to do that. It's a letting go, standing back and letting them do it, letting the other powerful sources around them help them. So you can just let it go to God. And I've had real good success with that recently. A person, I couldn't visualise them being well and happy and stuff. And so I gave it up to God, and all of a sudden they're getting involved in all these local projects, which is changing them so much. They completely change their behaviour. It's really weird. From a reclusive person to somebody who's involved in all these, or attending all these things, and several times. He keeps going back as well. It's like, wow, that worked. So there's different techniques you can use. Whatever works for you, resonates with you, that you can visualise. And this Bentinho Massaro video that I'm transcribing totally feeds into this as well. He says self-realisation is the most important thing to work on for yourself because it's about discipline. And he says, no, you need clarity on what to work on. And self-realisation is like the underpinning that, your life can stand on. And I think how powerful you are. But, it's who you really are. But we see ourselves as so self-limiting. We're so self-limiting because of society and how we're, brought up and we perceive ourselves. And then anything else, seeing ourselves as powerful is seen as arrogance. And it's so not true. And so, like Melody gave me, on this coaching call, Melody Fletcher is her name, Deliberate Receiving, really good lady. I'd highly recommend her material. So, so he's saying, Bentinho Massaro is saying, Melody was saying, you need permission. People often just need permission to see themselves powerfully and to focus on what they want. It's not selfish. It's not selfish. No judgments in anything that you want. And about where you're at as well, what level you've reached. No judgment. Stop judging yourself. He says, self-realisation is realising who you really are, not this limited form that we're led to believe, I think. And really, expressions of infinity. And the woman asking the question about she couldn't discipline herself, he's saying at the moment you're an afraid expression of infinity. And it's funny, isn't it? It's like a little wobbly afraid thing, and there's infinity up there, and it's like... That's what we really are, the infinity, and that's how she's behaving, like an afraid expression of infinity. It's the opposite, isn't it? And he says we're all unconditionally loved, and the fact that you can't die because we go on after death and stuff like that. I mean, it's quite advanced stuff. Not being afraid to die because we go on past, but we're naturally afraid to die, aren't we? We're meant to be afraid to die, so we don't give up too easily. Don't just go, oh, sod this, put game of marbles and bugger off, to the other side too early. We kind of stick at it. It's about the discipline. You don't need discipline so much as dedication. Because we're naturally dedicated. We naturally go about giving ourselves or focusing on how to get the things we believe we want. And he talks about keeping in your comfort zone. A lot of people dedicate themselves to getting all their comforts around them and staying put firmly in that zone. And no judgments about that, no judgments at all. We're all doing our best, to grow in our own time kind of thing. It's seeing the value in doing the self-realisation. You would dedicate yourself to that if you saw the value in it, kind of thing. So it's getting clarity in what's really important, because obviously if you go about what this woman wanted to discipline herself to do, if she does a self-realisation, actually I'm powerful and I can manifest what I want while, as I'm going along doing this thing that I want to discipline myself to, she might be then more dedicated to it, because believing you can get what you want is so key. It's one of my key things. Makes all the difference. Believing you can get what you want. It's magic words. Yeah, so I think I've finished there, more or less. Just to say, work on yourself to learn about how powerful you really are. And so you go about feeling more powerful, and that will just change your vibration. You'll start attracting things you want, and you'll see the results for yourself. You'll see it work. You have to believe. You can be blocking it with old beliefs and stuff. But just try it. Try visualizing what you want. Learning about how powerful you are. Don't take my word for it, obviously. There's a lot of really, really good material out there. Bentinho Massaro and Melody Fletcher's good. She's very practical kind of thing. Very down to earth. You can totally relate to what she says. And loads of Abraham Hicks, Jester and Harry, Esther and Jerry Hicks. Abraham Hicks is channeled through Esther Hicks. Yeah, there's three really good ones to start with. Okay, love you lots, and bye for now.